Hey guys, Official Guy Reviews back with you one more time. It's been a little while since I've been with you, but I wanted to make sure I had some content to bring you, and it's also been a crazy summer. However, I do want to take a look at today for you the next iteration of what you guys have loved so much, the ENSO rings here. I figured if you guys are requesting them, I do want to make sure I keep getting that content out there for you regarding them, because I've been a huge fan of them so far, so I figured why not see what I can get to allow you guys to check out a few more options here. So we did have a full package. I wanted to do an unboxing here for you, but as you can see, we don't exactly get to do that because my daughter was first to the mailbox. She had to open the package. She said, "Oh my God, they're coming." She had known, and she's definitely the unboxer initially. So we have an entire package here of ENSO rings that I want to take a look at with you guys over the next couple videos, give you a view of some different options, some elements, lines, and whatnot, to see what you think if you've been considering. I know I've got a lot of messages out there about the different styles that you guys have been looking at it for husbands, looking at it for yourselves, and just seeing what you think as far as options go, and combination of a few different things. So what I wanted to take a look at, it just happens to work out that it's been now 6 months since I got my rose gold ENSO ring. I've taken it off so I can do a little side-by-side here for you, but I have been running this for pretty much 6 solid months. I don't take it off for cleaning. I don't take it off for showering. I just leave it on the entire time. Now, the ones I've picked up now are size 9. These are size 10. This one here, it's getting a little loose now that I've lost some weight. But it's still a great fit to it because of the fact that you have the little bit rubber style feel on the inside. I find the outside is still fairly smooth. It feels like rubber, but it's not quite as catchy as the inside. It does seem to hold still well, even though it's a little bit large for me. So just so you guys know, it will still hold if it's a little bit too large for you. However, I have switched it up and had a little more space. You'll notice I actually have like full-on space in between here. You can almost see daylight through there because of the size difference, and it still won't fall off. It holds on quite well. I can still go swimming with it. It does fairly well that way. So if you are losing a little bit of weight, or if you're worried about sizing, you'll be okay. Now, the one thing I will say in my adventure for this is they don't typically do partial sizes. So if you're a half size, quarter size, 3/4 size, they do strongly recommend you go to the lower end of the sizing. So if you're a 9 1/4, 9 3/4, they actually recommend you go down towards the 9, etc. Just because the having the flexibility, like I've shown previously, you're going to be fine. So you're going to be able to have that comfort. It's not going to be binding on you. It's not going to be tight on you. It will be comfortable. I'm about a 9 1/4, 9 1/2. I just had my wedding band resized, and we resized it for 9 1/4, and it's a little snug, but it's comfortable. And these 9 options do fit me just as comfortably, if not even more so, because of the flexibility. So it's definitely better to err on the side of caution and go down with that. Now, one thing I did want to go through here, I did grab one here to start us out with. So we got, again, the Elements line in this handy little package. It's great. Spread the love. ENSO loves when you spread the love here. And it does fold out kind of in like a trifecta style. And you've got this handy little foam piece, which I've actually used to hold my own wedding band while I wait. Sometimes if I'm using this, I don't want to lose it. It's a little bit easier than finding a ring. Inside, I've got the silver Elements line ENSO ring here. And it's got a nice sheen to it here. Right, you get that little bit of a glow that you're used to seeing on the Elements line, which is great. They're one of the only ones in the market I've found that really do that. I hate the idea of that rubbery kind of look. I don't want it to look like rubber. I want it to look like a ring. And with these guys from a distance, the sheen kind of gives you that metal feel. Obviously, if you're up close and somebody's grabbing on it, of course, at the end of the day, they go, "Oh yeah, I realize that's silicone." But the goal for me is that from far away, from a distance, you can't really tell all that well if it's real metal or if it's silicone. And it still shocks a lot of people. I get a lot of questions about it, asking what the deal is with that, especially with obviously the rose gold, as I talked about before. It catches eyes because it's definitely a unique color. It's not the same color as like a rose gold, but it is kind of unique, which is really cool. One big thing I did notice between these two here is you'll notice around the lip of the rose gold ENSO ring, it's very square around the edge there. See how it's very square? And you can already see the ridges of the internals where you have the breathability. You can already see those ridges even at the top there, right? So internal wise, you've got all the ridges inside to help with breathability. And what I found is it seems on these new sets, So you'll see where the ENSO is printed there. I found that if you turn that portion on your knuckle and put it facing out, it's less noticeable seeing the ridges from the top down. But it is something I commented on my last video and the initial video regarding this, is you can see those ridges right there. See that? See those ridges there? I didn't like that a lot. I did find that if I put the ENSO stamp facing outwards, the edges were kind of like pushed down enough where it's stamped ENSO, where you don't see them as much right on the knuckle. But it seems like ENSO has done their research and have continued honing their product, because you'll notice almost a bit of a bevel on this here, on both ends. It still has your internal option for the breathability there, so you don't have to worry about things getting hot and muggy and underneath your ring. But it doesn't look near as square as the previous. And I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. I have looked through and all of these appear to have that new sort of style where you have that beveled edge. But it's definitely a huge difference for seeing, even if I put the ENSO facing the back here, for seeing things. Again, size 9, still comfortable there. Okay, I can still move it around, I can still spin it, and you still have that nice metallic kind of feel. The silver is pretty unbelievable when you see it from afar. It is a darker color of silver, not super dark, but it's not going to look like a white gold or a full-on silver. So here's an example. So here's my wedding band. This is a white gold. As you can see, it's definitely whiter in color, right? Like a silver would be. But between the two, you get kind of the matte look out of the ENSO ring, but still that little bit of metallic shine. Not quite as much as you get obviously with an actual gold, where you get almost more like a mirrored shine. But if you're doing a matte or brushed feel, very similar. They did a really good job on this here as far as color comparison goes. I'm wearing a silver watch here, and if I was to put this side by side so you can see the color difference, this is a stainless steel watch, I should say, with like the silver appearance, but it's very similar. They did a great job between the two. Very, very similar. This is kind of the brushed in the middle, so very similar. I find it looks very slightly darker on the ENSO ring, and it's almost just because it's a more pronounced, consistent, matte, brushed feel, but it does a really, really good job. And that beveling goes all the way around both edges. So the top has the beveling, right, and the bottom has the beveling there. So it's kind of on both ends, which is amazing, because it really gets rid of that annoying kind of look that that it was one of the only things that bothered me about this, is that you could see those ridges when it was on your finger if somebody was to look down or kind of be looking at your hand. And the other thing that I noticed was a huge difference is this here. Let's see if I can get it for you here. This here, this beveling, you can almost see it through the ring. See the little lines up and down on the outer portion of the ring, not the inner? That is almost gone on the newer style. And I noticed that across the board. It looks much smoother. They're kind of honing their craft here, it seems, because it's much smoother. You have those nice, almost stamped edges. This is a very square edge I found, whereas this is a lot more rounded, comfortable edge. Not that this is uncomfortable on your hand, but I just feel like it looks like a cut. Not a cut, but like it's rounded, but this is just so much smoother. So much smoother, and you don't see those lines protruding through near as much when it's on your finger. So I'm just a huge fan of a couple of the tweaks they've made here. I love the product, of course, you guys know that, but I mean, if you've done any research out there and you're here obviously doing that research, I did quite a bit of digging, and while there is some alternatives and whatnot out there, just it was really hard to beat these guys for their warranty. Their customer service has been unbelievable anytime I contact them. I'm in Canada, so I'm used to kind of getting the short end of the stick from any product that comes from stateside, as far as customs and shipping and all that. And as I had mentioned, actually we had one of the viewers noted in a comment, is that the duty will be paid for you should you be charged. So you get charged the duty, you have to pay it up front. You send ENSO ring a contact, not only do they just not give you a credit, they will give you a credit if you want one and you're looking at another product anyways, but they will actually take care of you as far as just paying for the duty itself, which is pretty unbelievable. And, you know, I mean, we've had comments, obviously, oh, they're, you know, 10 cents for them to make them or less. Completely agreed. However, the one thing I will state is that a lot of other products out there don't offer the same kind of warranty and back their product quite the same, and theirs is the same cost to make or less as well. So, I mean, I agree with the fact that, oh, you know, these are a dime a dozen, they can make a million of them. Very well could be the case. I don't know the background costs for them making these things, but what I will say is that ENSO backs their product with a lifetime guarantee, which I love, which is great. You know, I mean, it's been a great product for me, and I don't even know that I would have to use the lifetime product right now for the warranty. But I will say that as cheap as they are, as far as probably production of a small piece of silicone here, it seems to have one of the better production values on the market. They're one of the first people to put out the Elements line, which gives you a real ring feel. You don't just have a piece of rubber on your finger, which is great. I mean, if you're looking for like a sport kind of look, but if you want to just feel like you're wearing a ring to replace your wedding band for events, or you're worried about the breakaway portion, or if you're in a labor job or at the gym or whatever, it looks like metal. Like, I mean, they've done a great job of it. I have to give them all the credit in the world for that, and they stand behind the product. So, I mean, it's been a great product for me. I hope this helps a little bit out for you guys there. Again, the ENSO just came in the package here. They just ship it along with you, kind of commit to what you love. And I got the same one in the previous packages here, but you got the copper there. I'm going to be posting a few more videos with a few more options here. As far as my rose gold, as a quick 6-month update here for you, the rose gold has not stained or anything any further. I mean, I haven't noticed anything as far as staining or anything. It's done such a good job at holding up. I don't have any browning. It hasn't done anything as far as discoloration. It's not like overstretched or anything. It's held up incredibly well. Obviously, I'm going to be cycling through a little bit now as far as the newer styles that I'm going to be going through and testing for you here. But it's been a great product for me. So I hope this helps out you guys. I hope it lets you see a little bit of that shine to it. Again, it's got a good sheen. From far away, you'd never have any idea that it is not, you know, a metal wedding ring. Like, I mean, the rose gold's a little different. I found it to be a little more matte almost. And it's a unique color. The rose gold is definitely a unique color. They have a few unique colors, obviously, now that they're slowly working out that still have the sheen to it. It's not like a rubber. Like, you've got Yeti and Unicorn. The rose gold is definitely unique. Black Pearl is pretty cool. But it's definitely a great option. I mean, this guy here is, again, the silver. Men's for the thicker band is this one here. Size 9 is this size here. So it's been great, and I'm only a couple days into this new style, and I'm a big fan of it. So I hope this helps out a little bit. Again, guys, I'm going to be posting a few more videos for you. Check out the Instagram if you want to of upcoming videos. I usually try and give a heads up on there as well. If you do have any questions, comments, concerns, just let me know down below. I try to reply as fast as I can, even when I'm not producing the videos right away. I do try to reply to the comments there. So thank you guys so much for your feedback. Thank you for all the kind words, and I really appreciate it, and I look forward to helping you guys out some more with a few more options on some ENSO rings, let you know what that shine kind of looks like on those Elements lines. Thanks so much. Take care.